Hello, this is Sachin Sawant. I'm an immigration lawyer registered with the OISC at Level 3, Advocacy and Appeals. Today I'm going to talk about list of documents required in support of indefinite leave to remain application, ILR application, filed in the UK on the basis of being on UK ancestry visa for 5 years. You can download this list at this link also. It takes you to another downloads page, and indefinite leave to remain on ancestry, you can click here and it will download a PDF file. Yeah, so just going back to the page. Okay, so I will follow along this list. If you wish to fast forward and go to any specific point, you can do that as well. Applicants main documents. Applicants and dependents current passport and expired passports used in the last 5 years while on the ancestry visa. So they need to see all your absences from the UK during the last 5 years. You will have to fill up all the absences on the application form. You can take the help of your e-tickets, any stamps on the passports if you have them, or any other way, and try to give as much information as possible, as correct and accurate as possible. So, and they will match the stamps on the passports how much ever they are able to. So that is very important. If your passports are lost, any of your previous passports are lost, then your application may get delayed. They may have to get the evidence from all the ports of entry. So they do send a request to all the airports, all the seaports, etc., and get the information on your record. So it's better to give them all the last 5 years passport copies. All the documents will have to be scanned in to the system, into the Home Office system. Nothing is sent in physical. So no physical documents are sent, not even the passports or anything. Everything has to be scanned in. However, from the date of application, so if you submit the application today, means you make the payment, online payment of the Home Office fees, then today is the date of application. And let's say you book an appointment about 2 weeks from today, then from today till the date of appointment, you can travel in and out. That is fine, provided you have the visa to come back, or you are a non-visa national and you can still enter the UK. But after you attend the biometric appointment, you cannot leave the UK till you get a decision on your application. So that is very important. Though they don't take the passport, but in the immigration rules, your application will be treated as withdrawn if you leave the UK after your appointment. So applicants and dependents, current passport and expired passports in the last 5 years. Applicants and dependents, current biometric residence permit. You may also have a visa vignette on your passport, because the ancestry, if you are, the first time it is given is in the form of a vignette when you apply from outside the UK. So it's a sticker on your passport. You can give a copy of that. Original life in the UK test pass. So now this process has changed. Once you pass the test, you can book the test at this link. This is the government website. I think it charges £50, and you can keep on giving the test as many times as you wish. There may be a booking blocking. So if you fail the test today, you may have to wait for 1 week or so to get another booking. But other than that, you can give the test as many times as you wish. So that's it. Also, this test does not expire. You can pass it anytime, as much as advance, how much ever, 3 to 5 years in advance. I have seen many times clients give me test certificates. In the past, they used to give certificates. Now they don't give certificates. They just send you an email with a reference number saying you passed it, something like that, and you put the reference number on the application. So that is life in the UK test pass. English language, you may be exempt if you are already a nationals of specific countries. The list of countries may be given here. Who does not need? You can read about it. So all these countries don't need to provide. Or if you already have a UK degree, you don't need. All the requirements are there at this link. If you have a UK degree or equivalent, you can give that degree. Or you are also using an international degree with a UK NARIC confirmation that it was at bachelor's level or higher, equivalent to UK, and also it was taught in English. So if that is, you can use either of the options. English language minimum requirement would be level B1, or you can book the test at this link. This is one of the test providers. You can read about them here, book the test there. If the applicant is in salaried employment, so one of the main requirements is uh, you are coming to the UK on the ancestor visa to come and work in the UK. So one of the requirements is at least you will have to provide maybe last 3 months salary slips and latest one issued within 28 days, 3 months bank statements, same ones showing. There is no minimum income requirement, but you should be working or actively looking for work. So if you lost your job, you may have to prove other ways how you're finding the job, emails, interviews, whatever proof you have. Employer's letter. So if you are currently employed, give this evidence, salary slips, bank statements, and a letter from employer. And and the letter can be signed by the applicant's line manager or HR contact along with their email and phone number for verification purposes if the applicant is in salaried employment at the date of application. So if you are in it's self-employment at the date of application. If you are a sole trader, self-assessment tax return for SA 302, this self-assessment 302 form. Your accountant should know this. An official letter from a registered accountant which confirms the applicant is self-employed. So, and that they've filed the taxes and they can confirm the numbers, tax numbers, and all, etc. Also, if the applicant is a director of a limited company, the documents in 9 above plus company accounts. So basically, you'll have to produce the company accounts and a letter from the accountant confirming your directorship, and maybe a company house confirmation. You can see the company house website and print out from there also that you are a registered director over there. If the applicant is unemployed at the date of application, this is very important. Many clients that we have done in the past, they have been unemployed just at the date of application, maybe in last 3 months, 6 months. And so one of the important requirement is you should be actively looking for work. So you can show that for the last 5 years I was working. So any P60s, P45s, if they are not available, if they don't have it, then call HMRC, or there is an HMRC form. Just search for employment history from HMRC on Google, and there is a process that will come up. Get employment history, and then you can just read and apply for it. Contact HMRC. So at the following link. So this is the link as well. Can open that. Yeah. So it's the same one. And request them to send it. So if you don't have P60s, P45s, or any employment records, get it from HMRC. They usually take about 10 business days. Proof of any attempts to find work. So if you are unemployment at the date of application, then make sure you show some proof that you are trying to find work, confirmation of jobs applied, interviews attended, any offers of employment. So your case is that I have been working, right now I am unemployed, and this is what I am trying to get back into the job market or trying to get active in the job market. If the applicant has been unemployed for long periods of 5 years, the applicant must provide reasons. So if you have been out of work for longer periods, must provide reasons why the applicant has failed to find work. Maybe you were unwell, you were hospitalized, any personal reasons, anything like that. Proof of any attempts to find work if you were trying to find and then you could not find maybe a specific job type or a higher salary that you were looking for but you were not offered. Any reasons, try to explain them, give any documents. Try to take, if you are in one of these categories, like if you are unemployed at the date of application or if you have been unemployed for longer periods, prefer to take advice from a qualified immigration lawyer. We also provide advice. When you scroll down, you will have the consultation option. You can think of taking a consultation from us as well. So usually these are the slightly complicated ones, but then yeah, everyone's situation is different, and Home Office will look at every case on an individual basis, on the circumstances, on the evidence, and evidence is how the applicant support themselves without. So especially this is very important. If you are out for longer periods of times out of work, then how did you support yourself? Maybe you had savings, investment, someone else was supporting you. You may have to prove documents and evidence for that. So this is something that you should take some advice on. Document showing that the applicant is able to work and intends to take or seek employment in the UK. So even on the date of application, so if you are not in employment, either salaried or self-employment, you should definitely put applicants, your resume, CV, curriculum vitae detailing your work experience in the UK, at least covering the last 5 years to show applicants your educational degrees, diplomas, anything that you have, any trainings that you attended to prove that you are a qualified candidate to be considered for jobs. So evidence of the applicant's finances. Bank statements for the last 3 months to evidence applicants' ability to maintain and accommodate themselves and independent without recourse to public funds. If the applicant claims that a relative or friend is providing with financial support in addition to the evidence on them, the applicant must provide bank statements, other documents, payslips, etc. Evidence that the applicant has a grandparent who was born in the UK. So the same evidence that you might have given before when you applied for the ancestry visa, you will have to give it again. So even if the Home Office has it, you are required to submit it. If you don't submit, your application may get refused. So applicant's full birth certificate of the parent through whom the applicant is claiming the ancestry, birth certificate of applicant's grandparent who was born in the UK or Ireland. If the applicant's parent or the applicant's grandparent have changed names since birth, evidence of this. So if there is any change of name due to marriage or any other reason, put that evidence. So you need to show the chain of the relationship the same way you might have shown it at the time of getting the ancestry visa. List of absences for the applicant and the dependents, date left, date returned, reason for absence. So this is all. You can download this list at this link. If you want advice to your specific circumstances, you can book a consultation. You can read more about our consultation here, and you can also see our calendar and book it online. You'll see what we offer in that. It's a no obligation consultation. After that, you can either instruct us, you can do your own application yourself. Doesn't matter. That's fine. So that's all from me. Thank you very much.